Russia-Ukraine war, the battlefield is not only measured in territory gained or lost, but also in the staggering financial toll. From shattered cities in Ukraine to a strained Russian economy under sanctions, the costs are mounting into the hundreds of billions. In this video, we'll break down the latest numbers, the sectors hit hardest, and what this means for the future of both nations and the world economy. According to the World Bank, the European Commission, and the United Nations, Ukraine's reconstruction and recovery needs are now estimated at 524 billion US dollars over the next decade. That's nearly 3 times Ukraine's entire GDP for 2024. Direct physical damage alone has reached $176 billion, with housing, transport, energy, and industry among the hardest hit. Housing. 13% of all homes in Ukraine have been damaged or destroyed, leaving more than 2.5 million households affected. Energy. Russia's strikes on power plants and transmission lines have increased damage in this sector by 70% compared to last year. Transport. Roads, bridges, and railways have been devastated, with losses estimated at nearly $78 billion. The regions closest to the front lines, Donetsk, Kharkiv, Luhansk, Zaporizhzhia, Kherson, and Kiev, account for over 70% of the total destruction. Ukraine's economy has shrunk dramatically since the invasion began. Agriculture, once 10% of GDP and 40% of exports, has been crippled by landmines, destroyed farmland, and blocked ports. Despite this, Ukraine continues to receive international aid. In 2025 alone, the government has allocated $7.3 billion for urgent recovery, but there's still a $10 billion funding gap. Without private investment and continued Western support, rebuilding will remain out of reach. On the other side, Russia has poured enormous resources into sustaining its war machine. Military spending now consumes more than a third of its federal budget, but sanctions and Ukrainian strikes are biting hard. Oil and gas revenues, the backbone of Russia's economy, have been slashed by drone attacks on refineries and export terminals. Analysts estimate that 40% of Russia's oil refining capacities has been disrupted at various points in 2025. The ruble has faced repeated devaluations, inflation is rising, and foreign investment has all but disappeared. While Moscow claims resilience, the cracks are widening. Shortages of technology, spare parts, and even labor are forcing Russia to rely on costly imports from a shrinking circle of allies. This war is not just draining Ukraine and Russia. The financial shockwaves are global. Energy markets remain volatile, with Europe scrambling to replace Russian gas. Food prices have spiked worldwide due to disruptions in Ukraine's grain exports. Defense spending has surged across NATO, with countries like Poland and Germany committing record budgets. The war has effectively reshaped global trade flows, pushing Europe closer to renewable energy and alternative suppliers, while Russia pivots toward Asia. Behind every statistic lies a human story. The destruction of homes, schools, and hospitals means millions of Ukrainians face long-term displacement. The World Bank estimates that debris clearance alone will cost nearly $13 billion. Meanwhile, Russia's population is also feeling the strain, with rising poverty, shrinking consumer goods availability, and a generation of young workers lost to the front lines. As of late 2025, the financial damage of the Russia-Ukraine war is staggering. Hundreds of billions lost, economies distorted, and futures mortgaged. For Ukraine, survival depends on international aid and eventual reconstruction. For Russia, the war economy is unsustainable in the long run. And for the world, the conflict is a reminder that modern wars are fought not only with weapons, but with wallets. If you found this breakdown useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on global